Hi everybody, Happy New Year, welcome back, welcome in. I took a little break for the holidays, so it was very restful, very fun, and I'm back and I'm excited to do your reading today. We're going into a new year and we're going to look at this new energy for you around love. I'm using a new deck which I got for Christmas, the Jane Austen Tarot deck, so if you love it, that's which one it is. I love Pride and Prejudice. It's one of my favorites. So anyway, this is a really fun deck. I'm excited. So let's get started. You have group 1, the High Priestess. Let me give you a closer look since these are new cards. Group 2, the Wheel of Fortune, which is all fans. Group 3 is Strength with a teapot. Of course, you all know that I am the Queen of Tea. And Group 4, Justice. Okay, so take a moment, see which energy is calling to you. The timestamps will be below. Today we're going to look at messages, what's coming next in love, specifically new love in 2026. So let's get started. I'll see you in just a minute. Hi, number 1, welcome into your reading today where we're going to look at messages about what's coming next in love for you, specifically new love in 2026. Happy New Year. I'm the Love Goddess. I'm happy you're here. If you're new to the channel, welcome. To all my friends, I took a week off. I'm back. The High Priestess. I will let you in on a little secret. When I got, this is a new deck I got for Christmas in my stocking. When I pulled my card to see what my card was after shuffling it and getting it all ready, this was my card. How exciting. Okay, so the High Priestess. The High Priestess is someone who is very wise, somebody who balances the spiritual realm and the practical realm. Okay, it's somebody that has incredible intuition. And in this case, in this deck, it is Elizabeth from Pride and Prejudice, which is my favorite Jane Austen. So it's kind of exciting. But let's see how this is going to come together for you today. We're looking at messages about what's coming next in love. And I'm going to start with this new deck. Ooh. Okay, so we have the Queen of Spades. We've got High Priestess and a Queen here. Ooh, there's a new love. The Ace of Hearts. This is the Ace of Cups in this deck. I do think it's reversed. So because this is a new deck, it's going to take a minute for me to interpret exactly, but yeah, because the bird is upside down, so I believe this is reversed. Ace of Cups. So there could be a little bit, there's some sort of delay, I want to say. Something that's going to, a situation with love that's going to really require you to focus in on that High Priestess intuition. But let's keep going. Ooh, King of Diamonds. Okay, there he is. So this is what we're talking about. So there is a question of balance here, which is interesting with the High Priestess because she's all about balancing those two realms. And we do have a King and a Queen, and there's a little bit of a delay. Let's pull some clarifiers and then we'll dig into it. For the Queen of Spades, we have the Joker. Ooh, okay, that I am not familiar with. But I see that the Joker has, the girl in the picture has almost a very similar hat on and coloring as the Queen here, and she's facing away. So to me, that's really interesting. Let's get a clarifier on the Ace. Okay, we have the Eight of Clubs. And now for the King. What's coming next in love for you in 2026? What's going on here? Ooh, Hangman. Okay. There's some sort of weight involved. We have the Ace of Cups reversed. We have the Hangman. Bottom of the deck. The Hierophant reversed. Okay, there's something unusual here. Something unusual, something unorthodox about this connection. Let's work through it. Okay, so let's start with the High Priestess, which is the card you were drawn to. So the High Priestess can indicate some sort of mystery, right? Some situation that's going to involve needing to see below the surface, to trust your intuition, okay? And under it, we have the Hierophant, and the Hierophant was reversed. And so there's something different, unusual going on here. Now, in this deck, this card represents Frank Churchill from Emma. And in that story, Emma didn't trust Frank Churchill. Even though he seemed gentlemanly on the outside, she was something about him she didn't trust. So I feel like there is, for you coming up in the new year, there's going to be a need for you to take a leap of faith. The Joker is the Fool in this deck. Okay, so I looked it up and I found out that the Joker is the Fool. So that's just going for it. That's taking a leap of faith. With the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is all about, somebody who could be an air sign. You could be a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Don't have to be. Or you can be someone that tends to use your head a lot and get in your head a lot, or be very practical when it comes to love. But there's a reason that you're going to have to sort of balance that with trusting your intuition. Okay, and there's a conflict here of some sort for you coming up in love with someone where your head and your heart are at odds, and you're gonna have to trust your intuition, and you're gonna have to maybe balance that practical side. Okay, then we have, which is interesting, the Ace of Cups, and this is a bird on like a calligraphy pen, and so like an old-fashioned quill. And so there's like some sort of blocked communication here. And then we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands wants to move fast. The Eight of Wands wants to go quickly. But there's something about not being able to speak up, not having all the information. There's some sort of mystery when it comes to this person. And then we have your person. Okay, this could be the person coming in, the new love interest, the King of Diamonds. This could also be a person in your life that you trust and who you value their opinion. This could be a good friend. To me, it feels like the person that's coming in. Underneath it as a clarifier, we have the Hangman, which is all about waiting, allowing, trusting, taking a beat. Yeah, there's some sort of delay. There's some sort of delay coming up with this connection. The King of Diamonds is all about the material realm. This is an earth sign. This could be someone who's very generous, somebody who's very protective, someone who has a lot at stake. They're mature. They feel like someone that you can trust. So I feel like there's something about, there's a reason that you have to wait, or I don't know what the reason is. I'm going to pull another card. Let's pull another card on what the Hangman is all about, because there's a desire to move quickly, but there's some sort of block in communication, and there's this period of waiting, pausing, timing. Could be timing. Let's see, what do we get for the Hangman? Ooh, Seven of Diamonds. And see, look at her. She is wearing that same bonnet that we see here. Okay, so this represents you. There's the target, and she's really aiming for it. This feels like, yeah, there's work involved, okay? Because it's like you have to put in effort when it comes to this connection. Yeah, I just feel that the person that's coming in, or the new love energy that's coming in for you, is going to require some sort of patience. It's going to require you to trust in the timing of it, okay? There's a little bit of a block here in communication, or maybe this person is a little hesitant to express their feelings until they're absolutely sure. It's like they're not going to take their shot until they're absolutely sure. Now, the other thing about the effort part of this, for me, when I'm looking at this and I'm really feeling this energy of distance, okay? Because, you know, the archer is far from the target. So there could be like a need to travel. This could be a long distance connection. And there could be maybe even some Sagittarius energy around this person. They do feel to me like someone who's serious, somebody who has a lot at stake, somebody who really takes their time in relationships, and that's a bit frustrating, okay? However, you have to have faith. You have to trust. And both of these are really saying to me you might have to travel, okay? The Fool card and the Seven of Diamonds are both looking in the same direction, and they're both wearing the same bonnet as the Queen. So that's what that feels like to me. And the Queen feels like the person who has to be patient, okay? It feels like the King here might be at a distance, might take a while to actually connect. It could be that you meet this person and there's some time between your first meeting and like the next connection. There's some sort of delay, okay? But don't give up, because everything here is saying to me that with time, you get this beautiful connection, okay? This Eight of Clubs is about movement. It's about growth. It's about something growing quickly, with nothing standing in its way. The only thing standing in its way here for me is the patience and communication. So that's why you're getting this message of, you know, be patient, allow, let it happen. Let's see what the advice is about this connection for number one. What is the advice here? Ooh, the Emperor. Yeah, the advice here is to take charge, to focus on your stuff, okay? Because the Emperor is very focused on his own deal, okay? He's in charge of his own life. He's the authority in his own life. He's Aries energy, okay? This is about being really strategic, smart, and confident, okay? Don't waver. Don't lose your confidence about this connection just because of some sort of delay, okay? Because the Emperor is confident. The Emperor knows who they are and isn't afraid. And that's what the Fool energy is too. The Fool energy is about trusting yourself. You were drawn to the High Priestess. This was your card, right? And this is about, you know, this is about discovering who someone is, really. I mean, I know I won't focus too much, even though they are Jane Austen cards, if you haven't read the books or you don't know Pride and Prejudice. But she, you know, Miss Bennet takes time to realize what her feelings are and to sort through what his feelings are, and there's confusion. And so that really tells me that this is sort of, it doesn't take a straight path, okay? But just stay firm, stay confident, and don't give up. You have to put effort in with this new connection, but the effort is worth it, okay? That is your first reading of 2026. I hope you enjoyed it. I love my new deck. I'm very excited to share readings with you in the coming year. Please consider joining the Aphrodite Circle and becoming a paid member. This year, I'm changing things up, and I'm going to be offering the members of the Aphrodite Circle a live monthly reading where just for them, just for the paid members, where we're going to talk about connecting with love and use the guidebook Becoming a Goddess, which I designed, which is going to help you manifest the love that you want and remove blocks from love that you may have experienced in the past through the use of astrology, through the use of tarot, and I'm going to pull cards and help the members go through their own cards and their own decks and pull cards with them. So it's going to be a very interactive live with the members and myself so that I can help guide the path to love and help remove any blocks that might be blocking you. So I wanted to take a deeper dive in 2026, and that's the way I'm going to be doing it. I am going to start offering personal readings again, which I took time off from and away from for the holidays, but we're back. It's fresh energy. So if you're interested in that, there will be a link in the description box for all of that. But if you want to join the Aphrodite Circle, go ahead and hit the join button now. You'll have access to all the bonus readings I've done so far, plus anything coming up in the new month, plus access to the live for members only reading, okay, at the end of this month. So that's what's new. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm so happy you're here. Happy New Year. It's the year of the fire horse. We are going for it. We are going for it. It's going to be a great year. So I am sending you lots of love and have a good day. I'll see you soon. Hi, number 2. Welcome into your tarot reading today about what's coming next in love. New love coming in 2026. We're going to start with the card that you picked in this pick a card reading, which was the Wheel of Fortune. I did get a new deck for Christmas. I'm back after a little bit of a break. It's the Jane Austen tarot deck. So if you're familiar with Jane Austen, it's kind of fun to notice all of the connections to the characters in the books, but we don't have to. It's going to be a beautiful general reading for everyone. So let's get started on your reading today. You chose the Wheel of Fortune, which is of course about destiny, about fate, good luck, good fortune. We have the fans pictured here, which are kind of blowing the winds of fate. The 10 of Hearts in this deck. Let's see what we have for number 2 about what's coming next in love. Okay, so we have the 5 of Clubs. And I don't know which character she is, but I'm going to look her up. We have the 2 of Diamonds. Beautiful. And the 7 of Diamonds. Okay. Let's get some clarifiers. First, for the 5, we have the 6. The 5 of Spades and the 6 of Spades. Oh, I'm sorry, I said clubs. It's spades. 5 of Spades and the 6 of Spades. Okay. So there is definitely movement and change happening here. You see the boat, you see the wind at the sails, which is kind of interesting because you had the fans. So there's something fanning. Fortune, good luck is moving. Things are changing when it comes to love for you. Let's see what the clarifier is for the 2 of Diamonds. Ooh, we have the King of Hearts. Okay, so there is the love energy coming in. It feels like after an ending, after a move of some sort, moving on maybe. Let's see what we have for the 7 of Diamonds, and then we'll go from there. 4 of Diamonds. Beautiful. Look at all of those jewels. I love it. Okay, bottom of the deck, 5 of Hearts. You pierce my soul. I am half agony, half hope. Ooh. Okay. Let's break it down. Let me make sure you can see all these beautiful cards. Okay, so let's look at what we have here. We have 2 characters from Pride and Prejudice. I'm not going to go into all of the Jane Austen references, but just a few when they're really together like this. So it's kind of interesting. For me, it is because it's my favorite book, and this is kind of messages for me. Okay, so let's start with the Wheel of Fortune, which is what you were drawn to. The Wheel of Fortune energy has that fan, and I was drawn to the fan energy here and imagery because it's like that winds of change. And here right away we have winds of change, but there's something about being regretful. The Five of Hearts is sorrow, it's regret. There's something that may be changing, something that hurt in the past. The Five of Swords here is about maybe a betrayal of some sort, or, and you can see the swords at the bottom of her dress, some sort of back and forth, a difficult relationship where there was a lot of conflict. The Six of Swords is saying you're moving on from it. Okay, there's the idea of leaving this conflict behind, or leaving behind a friendship or a relationship with someone who really hurt you. Okay, so I think that's important because that's a real positive shift and change, and I think that's what this Wheel of Fortune energy is all about. That's what you were drawn to, so that's a really important message for you. Then we have, which is interesting, the Two of Diamonds. The Two of Diamonds is like the Two of Pentacles, and in this case it's Charlotte from Pride and Prejudice, and Charlotte is somebody who makes a decision based on what's best financially for her, given her options. Okay, she weighs things out and she's very practical. Mr. Darcy, on the other hand, is someone who's very wealthy, who's hard to understand, but who has a lot of depth and a lot of feelings. So with so many diamonds here, because then we have the 7 and the 4, this is telling me that there's some sort of financial consideration, or there's something about money, material wealth, earthly things, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, which seems to be a factor. And I think the universe wants you to make an effort and be in a relationship, or they want your partner to make an effort or be in a relationship not based just on money or security, because love has no security, and the King of Hearts is certainly all about love. So it could be that you are going to connect with someone who it's going to challenge you a little bit, this connection, because you can't just focus on the financial aspect or the security. You have to really go for the love. And I think that that's what's coming up. One of you, but it feels like you, is the person that's going to be challenged or to find that balance between, feeling secure financially and feeling secure emotionally. Okay. But you will find that balance. Part of it is letting go of that fear that I have this already. You know what? It might not even be about money. Here, let me take a step back, because it could be that, going back and forth with whoever this person is, this sword energy, could be an air sign, doesn't have to be Libra, Aquarius, Gemini person, just someone from your past. It could be that you've been hurt and that you have to move on from this. So therefore, you're nervous about letting go of that sense of security in yourself, right? But it's like, in order to have what you want, you have to let go of some of those arrows. You have to let them go, and you have to put in the work, and there's a balance to be found there. So let's see what I'm going to pull. Let's do a clarifier on. Let's do it on all these diamonds, because I'm interested if they are about money, about the person's financial situation, or if it's about you, if it's about feeling secure. Let's pull a clarifier on the diamonds here. Ooh, 4 of Hearts. Isn't that interesting? So we've got another 4. 4 is about stability and security. So here we have our answer. This is like 4 of Cups energy, which is, you know, connected to your heart, connected to emotions, okay, which is connected to that King of Hearts. And, you know, it's about contemplation, it's about thinking, it's about feeling, it's about taking a moment, taking a beat, waiting for the right person. And I think that this connection is going to really challenge you to open your heart up. There's something that your heart has been pierced. You pierced my soul. I am half agony, half hope. I feel like this person helped you heal from this past connection or hurt or relationship, but it's like you're so afraid of getting hurt again. I mean, look at this, pierced my heart, pierced my soul. This is like, boom, there's the arrow. It's almost like Cupid. Yeah, I just feel like this is going to be kind of a challenge for you, but this person is going to really, really tap into a deep, deep part of you, a part that you've kind of protected and held back for quite a while. They feel like a very sensitive person, somebody who takes their time. It could be April timeframe for this connection. If you've already moved on from this difficult back and forth energy, then I would think that it could be as soon as 4 months. Okay, let's see what the advice is here. I think the advice is to pay attention to your environment, to open up, to allow this energy to come in. But let's see what the universe wants you to know today about this connection. Ooh, yay. Yeah. Look at this, bottom of the deck. We all have our best guides within us if only we would listen. The moon. The moon is about opening up and letting go of your fears, okay? We have the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades is change is coming. A big shift is coming. The advice here is to get clear about what it is you want, okay? This is about focusing on your goals, focusing on that connection that you want, putting the work in, letting go of your fear of maybe it's not going to be as secure, maybe opening up your heart again. But this is about being focused, being clear. And whenever the Ace of Swords shows up, it means a change is coming. So yeah, I think it's fairly quick. Like I said, I feel like this person is going to show up or has already and is in your environment, okay? That 4 of Cups energy gives me they're not far away, okay? Now, there is another scenario that if this is you, write in the comments below, but there could be some of you that, someone out there, because it just came into my head, so I want to share it, who made a choice, who moved on from something and left someone behind. There was a lot of conflict. They made a choice. They made a practical choice. You might have chosen a job, a career, or something over this connection, and you have regret about it. If that is the case, what I think is that there is some sort of shift and change coming around that. And I feel like that person that you regret leaving is still kind of pining for you. And there could be some sort of contact, okay? Some sort of clarity that you get soon around this connection, maybe within a month. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that out there. And I think if that resonates, definitely with the bottom of the deck, the moon, we all have our best guides within us. If only we would listen. I think that there is someone who has this feeling during this reading about a situation or a person they left behind, which left them very sad. Okay, if that's the case, I feel like you're going to get clarity soon. And there is hope for that connection, I will say. So if that's you, please write in the comments. But that is your reading for today. I'm so happy that I'm back. Happy New Year. 2026 is a new year, and so I'm offering something new. Please consider joining the Aphrodite Circle and becoming a paid member. For paid members, I will be doing once a month live reading with the members only, where we will go through the Becoming a Goddess guide, which I have designed. If you want to purchase it, go ahead, the link is below. And I'm going to actually work with the members of the community of the Aphrodite Circle one-on-one, doing readings, pulling cards during this live. So it's going to be very interactive. It's going to be very different. And the idea is to help you, you know, kind of begin to trust your own intuition. Actually, this card is absolutely perfect. And to learn how to do readings for yourselves, how to remove blocks that have been preventing you from connecting, and identifying those blocks as well, so that you can have the love that you're looking for in 2026. So please consider doing that. It's a small monthly fee, and it will give you access to all the bonus readings I've done on the channel to date, which are quite a few, as well as anything coming up in the next month, and access to that members only live. So go ahead and hit join now if you want to participate in the live at the end of this month. All the links are below. I'm back, and I'm going to start doing private readings again, so that will be below. If you have a love question and you want me to answer it, I can do a video recorded reading just like this for just you, and you access it via a private link and watch it right here. So all of that information is in the description box. I am sending you so much love. Thanks for being here. Happy New Year. Hi, number 3. Let's get started with your reading today. You were drawn to Strength. And this is my new deck, which was a gift, the Jane Austen Tarot deck. So very fun. I'm not going to go into all the characters, but it's just an absolutely beautiful deck if you're interested and you were wondering. Okay, so you were drawn to the Strength card, and it is pictured as a pot of tea, which I love. As you know, I'm a huge tea drinker, and it's about strong tea, right? Strength. And it's also about like getting your strength back, you know, having a delicious cup of tea. So it's also connected to the sign Leo. There could be some connection there for you. But today's reading is going to focus on what's coming next in love. So let's get started and see what 2026 has in store for you when it comes to love. Okay, ooh, beautiful. You have the Two of Hearts. That's like the Two of Cups. We have two beautiful cakes there. Some sort of choice, some sort of decision. The Hermit. The Hermit is connected to Virgo energy. There could be a Virgo here. The Hangman, some sort of decision, a pause, a wait. I'm going to pull some clarifiers, and then we'll dig in. First for the Two of Cups. We have the Hierophant. Wow, a lot of major arcana. So out of the 4 cards so far pulled, we have 3 that are majors. That tends to indicate sort of like big shifts, big changes, chapters of your life. Let's look at the Hermit. What do we have for a clarifier for the Hermit? Ooh, 5 of Spades. Interesting. That's the 5 of Swords. And then we have the 2 of Spades, the Hangman. What do we have as a clarifier there? The Sun. Ooh, beautiful. Okay, you have a very Leo reading here. You started with the Strength card, which you were drawn to. Your last card is the Sun, which is the Leo card. And it says, it is well to have as many holds upon happiness as possible. I love that. Okay, so lots of fire energy there. Beginning and end. Bottom of the deck. the Joker. Ooh, that's the Fool in this deck. Okay, so that's a fresh start, a new beginning. Oh, wow. An adventure, needing to take a leap of faith. Wow. Okay. And that's like, you know, the absolute beginning of the tarot. That's the fresh start. So what a beautiful card to have in your reading for 2026 when we're starting fresh. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Okay, so interesting because there are several messages here about balance. We have the Strength card, which generally is depicted as a lion and a woman and a lion, and it's about, you know, being able to, it's about balance between strength and control, you know, finding that strength within without having to overpower others, okay? So there's something very strong in having that balance within you. And so strength is a balance card. Then you have the Two of Cups, which in this deck is Temperance. And that's about balance. That's about finding the balance between that fire and water energy and kind of going with the flow of your life, of the universe, and not acting too quickly, but also not hesitating. So again, this is those two are very connected. Underneath that balance, we have the Hierophant, which is generally Taurus energy, and it's generally someone who's very traditional or somebody that you go to for advice, someone you respect. Something about, you know, sort of being sort of traditional and cautious. That's in contrast, though, to the Joker energy, which is that, you know, going for it. So there's a need here to kind of find your rhythm when it comes to love, is what I'm thinking. The Hermit is somebody who really goes within, who's someone who's very wise, somebody who sort of stays to themselves, an introvert definitely, someone who studies, somebody who's very reserved. But see what they're holding, that lantern. And in that lantern is the star, and the star is all this wisdom and knowledge. So somebody who studies a lot by themselves, who's sort of reclusive, who does a lot of research. It's connected to Virgo energy. Now, what's interesting is underneath it, we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords, you see the swords on her skirt, is really about conflict. It's about going back and forth. It's sometimes about betrayal. It's about knowing when to let go of something and move on. So there's an interesting sort of situation here with the 9 and 5 that I'm going to pull some more cards on so we can get some clarification. But then we move on to the Hangman, which is about that pause. You know, it's generally seeing someone hanging from the tree and they are reflecting. It's about, you know, divine timing. It's about, you know, being patient. And underneath it is that strength of the sun, going back to your first card, the Strength card. So there's something about maybe you have physically been or mentally or physically under the weather or feeling like out of sorts when it comes to your life direction or love or something like that, and you've sort of retreated. You are definitely in this state of maybe recovery. Maybe you've been through something difficult, or physically you've been overcoming something. With the Sun and the Strength card, I always think, you know, a lot of times there can be a connection to health. Okay, so maybe you've been recovering your physical strength, and that's what you were meant to do with the Hangman there. You were meant to take time to yourself, time to recover, time to heal, time to figure out what it is you really want. Now, that allows you to kind of go with the flow of the universe, which ultimately connects you to what you're meant to do, okay? What I'm interested in is the Hermit here and the Five of Swords. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards there. Let's see what that energy is all about for number 3. The Hermit and the Five of Swords. The Three of Cups. Ooh. Well, the Three of Cups is all about celebration. It can be about friendship. It can be about parties, a celebration, something to celebrate, something to be festive about. I feel like there could be an event that's coming up that could sort of draw you out of the hermit mode that you've been in. I think that it's a very positive event for you, and you should consider going. I feel like that the hurt or the Five of Swords energy could be connected to a friendship or a group rather than a love situation, that you maybe felt like you didn't have support, or you don't have friends, or you don't have female energy that's actually lifting you up, okay? And I think that that's going to shift and change. And I think that part of you needing to withdraw was in order to get that strength back so you can start fresh. And I do see you kind of with the Joker taking a new sort of direction in life, whether it's a new job, a move, a trip, travel. There's something coming up that's going to sort of get you out of the house, get you out of the hermit mode and back into a connection with people. I feel like that's part of what's coming next for you, which ultimately leads to love. But in the meantime, this has really been about you getting back to your strongest self. There's something that brought you down, something that made you go within, that is taken a toll and taken some time, okay? But that time was necessary. And there is an event, an opportunity, an invitation coming that's going to change that. And it is connected to women, to friends, to female energy. There you go. There's the invitation. And you have the clarity that you're looking for. Ace of Swords. That's whenever the Ace of Swords shows up, look, with the Ace of Hearts, yeah, there's some sort of delay when it comes to love. But this year is a big shift and change for you. Whenever the Ace of Swords shows up in a reading, I know that a big change is coming, okay? So when this invitation happens, or if you make amends with a group of friends, that's what you're meant to do, okay? There's going to be some sort of opportunity that comes out of that, and you're going to connect with someone. Now, the person that you connect with could very well be a Leo or have fire sign energy, Leo, Sag, Aries, because we had Sag here. We have a double Leo situation. We do have Pisces, and we have Taurus too, and Virgo. Okay, those are all the signs that came through in the reading today. Let's see what the advice is for right now for you. What is the advice right now when it comes to love? Ooh, go with your heart. There he is, Mr. Darcy, King of Hearts. So yeah, go with your heart, take your time, trust it. This is about taking a leap of faith. This is about a confusing situation that ultimately is going to work itself out. I feel like if you have an intuitive hit about someone, trust it and free yourself up to go for it with that Joker card, with the Fool card, okay? Trust your instincts. It's okay to take your time. That's your message for today. Okay, now 2026 is a new year and I have a new offering for you. Please consider hitting the join button and become a member of the Aphrodite Circle. What that does is for a small monthly fee, you'll get access to all my bonus content, all the extra readings I do, as well as the extendeds. You'll be able to watch all of those right away, immediately. And this year I'm doing something special. I'm going to do a monthly live reading with members only. And during that reading, I am going to work one-on-one with you by pulling cards for you if you want, with special questions, whatever you're working on in terms of love, to help guide you, to trust your own intuition, to use your own intuition, and to remove blocks that are causing delays when it comes to love and relationships. So consider doing that. It's going to be super fun, very interactive, and I am back doing private readings. So if you want, you have a love question, use one of the links below to go ahead and book it. Video record it just like this, one love question, and you watch it right here on YouTube. Okay, so that's back. Happy New Year, everybody. I will talk to you very soon. Take care. Hi, number 4. Welcome into your reading. Today's tarot reading is going to focus on messages about what's coming next in love. And you were drawn to the Justice card today. And the Justice card is about balance. It's about fairness. It can be about actual justice, about karma, about your decisions and choices. I am using a new deck that I got as a gift this year for Christmas, a Jane Austen tarot. So it's really sweet. I love it. I'm a huge Pride and Prejudice person. So this was the perfect gift from Santa. Okay, so let's see what messages come through for you. What's coming next in love 2026? I took time off for Christmas. I'm excited to be back. Ooh, the Emperor right off the bat. Isn't that interesting? These are opposites. This is Libra energy. This is Aries. So kind of fun because that is in itself, that is a balance. That's the opposite sign of Libra is Aries. Aries balances Libra. So, wow, that's kind of exciting. Okay, let's see what else we have for you when it comes to love. What's coming next for number 4? Ooh, Queen of Diamonds. Queen of Diamonds is air sign Libra energy. Oh my gosh. Wait, Queen of Diamonds? No, I'm sorry. Queen of Diamonds would be Queen of Pentacles, Taurus energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is a new deck, so I have to get used to it. Yeah. Yep, and that's Emma from Emma, okay? Somebody who is wealthy and happy and comfortable and secure. So we have a lot about money here right off the bat, about financial security. Interesting. And 3 of Diamonds, more about Pentacle energy, and that's about building something stable and secure. So really beautiful. Bottom of the deck is 10 of Diamonds. Okay, wow. You have a big focus here coming up on material security, on building a future, on something lasting. Wow. Okay, I'm going to pull you some clarifiers and then we'll take a look at your overall reading. Let's get a clarifier for the Emperor. Oh, 3 of Swords. Okay. 6 of Diamonds for the Queen. Interesting. Again, this is like the 6 of Pentacles, which is about balance. And you started with the Justice card. So wow. Very strong intuition you have. Trust it. Okay. Ooh, ton came out. We're not going to look at that many cards, so let me put those back in. We want 1 card for the 3 of Diamonds. 2 3s, so some sort of possibly triangle, third-party situation, something you have to get in balance. And 2 of Diamonds. Wow, look at all these diamonds. You have the 2, the 3, the 6, and the Queen, and the 10. Okay, so almost all your cards. Only 2 cards, and they are both spades. Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, what I see coming up is something about collaboration, something about maybe overcoming heartbreak. But let's start with the Justice. So Justice, again, is about fairness. It's about what's fair. 6 of Diamonds is about what's fair. This is about cooperating, sharing resources. This is about cooperation and building things together. This is about making choices that are financially stable. And this is about family stability, long-term comfort, okay? And 10s are also a card of change, of meeting, like getting to the finish line, right? That sense of accomplishment. What's interesting here is this Emperor energy, okay? And I'm going to pull more cards. This is the area that I'm curious about and that I have questions about, which is the Emperor and 3. The Emperor. The Emperor is connected to someone who is very much in charge of their finances, somebody who has a lot of authority, okay? You know, somebody who other people go to for advice, somebody who's very decisive, but not necessarily the warmest person in the world, okay? Now, the Three of Spades here, or the Three of Swords, is about heartbreak, betrayal, somebody ruthless. So I kind of feel like this is about maybe you have been connected to somebody like this in the past who took advantage of you, okay? But you did right by the people in your life. You've made good choices when it comes to resources, to money, to sharing. And I feel like you will be rewarded for that. I feel like you're going to make a very practical choice when it comes to love. That's going to ultimately lead you to a lot of success. It's almost like by sharing, by surrounding yourself with like-minded people, you actually end up, by sharing, you end up gaining. Okay, because this is about sharing resources, and this is, you're going from a 6 to a 10. Okay, so I feel like there is some sort of situation coming up for you in the future where the choices that you've made in the past are going to pay off because you've been generous. I feel like you're going to connect with someone that you can build a life with, someone who is going to be stable and secure, somebody who puts you first. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I feel like that's important. Okay, I'm really curious about the Emperor here because that's the only sort of, I hate to say negative, but it is negative energy here with that Three of Swords. So I'm wondering what's going on with the Emperor. Let's find out what we can here. Aha, there's the 4. 6 plus 4 diamonds equals 10. How wild is that? And what is the 4? The 4 is the Emperor number. So maybe this person is learning how to share. Maybe this person has been somebody who hasn't been generous and has to learn these lessons of balance and sharing. Maybe you two complement one another. Maybe this person got divorced and has to support another household, and you have to learn to kind of work with that energy, but ultimately your generosity and their generosity ends up creating a stable future for you. But let's pull one more on the Emperor here. Huh. 7 more diamonds. Back of the Jack of Hearts. Okay, so with the card of the Jack of Hearts, who's very charming, I feel like there's something about having to work hard on this connection, or putting in the work is worth it. That's the message here with the Emperor. Because the cards that came up for the clarifiers are not negative. So I do believe that there is some effort, but that it will yield results. Okay, and I do think there's something about, for some of you, a possible divorce in this person's past. But I think that you are coming across as very, very charming to this person. And I feel like you balance them, which is why we have the Libra Aries energy. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be Libra and they have to be an Aries. It's just showing 2 personality types, okay? But yeah, I think putting the effort in is the idea here. Okay, and I think that is the advice, but I'm going to pull one more and say, what is the advice here for number 4 in this moment when it comes to love today? What is the advice? The Magician, yes. The advice is to take the practical steps. The Magician has all the skills and talents they need to build the life that they want. Okay, they just have to be practical, and they have to actually take those skills and talents and build something. So this is about you building the life that you want, okay? And it's in your hands. It's in your hands. And the universe is saying, just take those gifts and talents and do something practical with them to make a step towards what it is you want. You have the skill. Okay, this is supposed to be Jane Austen at the desk writing all her beautiful work. So this is about you starting something and beginning it using your talents. Okay, that's how you connect with love. Ooh, okay, so listen, I want you guys, it's a new year, and I want you to consider joining the Aphrodite Circle, becoming a paid member. Hit the join button today. And this year it's going to be different because I'm adding something special. All Aphrodite Circle members will have the opportunity to participate in a once a month, monthly, private, members only live reading, where I'm going to actually do live readings with you. You're going to have cards if you want to bring your own cards. I'm going to help you interpret. I'm going to help you hone your intuition, do the readings you're interested in doing, and also help you remove the blocks and identify what the blocks are to love through this interaction. Okay, so it's going to be more like a guiding and teaching, and I'm really excited about it. So if you want that, go ahead and hit join now. You'll get access immediately to all of the bonus content that I've done over the last almost 6 years, as well as what's coming up in the next month, and access to that members only live. So go ahead and do that. Also, I'm back doing personal readings, so you can use the link in the description box if you have a love question. Back for 2026. I took a break for Christmas and New Year's, and so I'm back. So I wish you such a happy new year. I'm excited. I think the new year is going to be really beautiful and lots of movement coming up with the year of the fire horse. So I'll talk about all that in the weeks to come, and also during that members live. So hit the join button, hit like, comment, and subscribe before you leave. Those three things are free, and I will see you next time. Have a great one.